What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing. Today I'm not gonna be on for too long, but there were two really interesting fights that happened last night. A lot of controversial things happened last night, and I kind of wanted to get this off my chest. Again, I'm not gonna be on too long, so hopefully, uh, you know, you guys catch me before I go. But I do want to talk about those fights last night. The Lee Wood Mauricio Lara fight last night. A lot of people, well, I guess if you're in America, yesterday in the afternoon, um, pretty much that was the fight. Whoever won that fight was clearly the best featherweight, in my opinion. Warrington had just lost to Venado Lopez. Venado Lopez, that was his biggest win. Um, I don't think that, that justifies him being the best featherweight. Navarrete moved up to 130. And, Robesi Ramirez, who I'm very high on, is, his biggest win is Abraham Nova. It's like, I can't trump, that over what Lee Wood did. Also, Ray Vargas is in the division. He only has one fight. He beat Mexayo. So, I don't think that one win over Mexayo makes you the number one guy. I think Mauricio Lara getting the knockout win, not just a win, a knockout win on the road against Lee Wood, a guy who's coming off, two really good performances, one against Zucan and the other against Michael Conlon. So for him to go to the UK and get the knockout with one shot, that was, to me, constitute him being the best 126 pounder. I feel comfortable saying that. I feel comfortable saying that, especially how he got the knockout. So, but let's break down the fight. So the fight basically, Lee Wood, for the most part, was controlling the fight. He was very much in control of the fight. He was controlling the distance. Mauricio Lara was having success at times jumping in with a power jab, which the way he was jumping in was very dangerous, especially with a guy who can crack like Nery, Nery, like Wood. So I thought he was jumping in very carelessly where he can get himself hurt. But and at times he did get himself hurt. There were times where Wood was landing some hard punches on Lara, and Lara at times just seemed like he was tired, like he couldn't get off. I wonder if he had trouble making weight, because he just didn't look like himself. He didn't look like how I'm used to seeing a Mauricio Lara coming forward and doing his thing. So I wonder how he made that weight, if he was comfortable. But nonetheless, throughout the fight, he was losing the fight. I had the fight. I believe he got stopped in the seventh. So I had the fight 4-2, 4-2, I believe, in favor of Lee Wood. But then, boom, he lands a vicious, vicious left hook right to the chin, drops him hard. The guy's head bounced off the canvas and everything. There's only about 10 to 15 seconds left on the clock. I forget how much, but it wasn't much time. And I was like, wow, perfect. If you're going to get dropped, that's the perfect time to get dropped. He gets up. The ref gives him the standing 8 count after he gets up. And then I don't know where Ben Davison just throws the towel in. And there's a lot of confusion as to, why was the fight stopped that way? Some people feel like it was justifiable. Some people feel like, hey, man, the round is ending. You should give the guy a shot, to finish the round. And I'll be honest with you, that's the way I lean. I think it was a little bit early. It's not something I'm gonna die on a hill arguing, saying he got robbed of his glory and this and that. I'm not gonna do that because he was very hurt. But you also got to look at the context of everything. This is a championship fight. You're gonna get hurt in a championship fight. You know what I'm saying? And the round was ending. Maybe he holds, maybe he moves around and he gets through that round, rests that 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? And then, probably holds and runs around for the next minute in the next round, then probably recovers. I don't know. But point is, for a championship fight, in your home country, for the number one spot in the division, I find it hard to to throw that towel right there, man. And he was visibly upset with his corner. I don't know if you guys saw. He was kind of like, "Come on, man! Like, come on!" And I understand, like, I understand his plight. I also understand the trainer and the people who think that the fight was stopped appropriately. I understand their point as well. Like, you rather fight stop a fight too soon than too late. I'm with you there. Listen, I'm with you there, and I understand that point. But at the end of the day, I look at it like, all right, well, you know, at some point you're gonna get hurt in a fight. He wasn't taking a lot of punishment throughout the whole fight. It wasn't like this was a vicious Margarito Cotto beating where it's the 11th round and you're like, you know what, you're not winning the fight anyways. Let me just throw the towel. It wasn't one of those things. He was winning the fight clearly. He was seriously hurt, but it was the end of the round, a championship fight. You got to add context, and I understand. It's a risky business, and his job is to protect his fighter at all costs. But you also got to understand that Lee Wood understands this is risky. Lee Wood signed up for this. Lee Wood knows that, and him being upset with you shows that he knows that where he was at and how he wanted to continue. The referee also made that judgment too, going, guys fought a good fight, got hurt, he's up. It's not like he's wobbling and holding on to the ropes and do that. He was hurt. I'm not going to say he wasn't. I don't want you guys to clip this and say, oh, Broadway Joel said he wasn't hurt. No. He was hurt. But I don't think he was hurt to the point where he couldn't have survived 10, 15 seconds. I think he could have survived that onslaught. And especially with the minute of rest coming right soon. Right there, you could put ice on his neck, on his head, give him some water, have him breathing, kick his legs out. Yo, do this, give him instructions. And then when that minute is over, maybe you spill some ice in the ring and say, oh, I got to clean it up and this and that. And you put too much Vaseline and you know what I'm saying? And you could say that's cheating, but no, I mean, hey, it's gamesmanship. I look at it like that. Like, hey, man, my man is hurt. I'm trying to give him some extra time. So that's kind of like the way I look at it. Like, I look at it like I'm okay. Whichever opinion a person has, I'm not going to criticize too much. But I also think that it was an early stoppage. I do. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody, and I understand that there's a risk involved in boxing, but to a certain degree, they know what kind of risk they're getting in when they get in the ring, especially in a championship fight for the number one spot. Because again, the winner of this fight to me is the number one featherweight. And you giving me that context, I'm giving you a little bit more leeway. Now, this is a 4-round fight. You know what I'm saying? The guy's 21 years old and he got seriously hurt like that. Is his pro debut? Maybe I stopped the fight because like what you're risking isn't that big, but you're risking it all right now. You know what I'm saying? When's the next time Lee Wood is going to be in a fight for the number one spot in the featherweight division? You know what I'm saying? But again, that's my opinion. One thing I will say though is I didn't like. You know what? Before I get to that, I'll get to this. So apparently Lee Wood has a rematch clause, which I don't know if he intends to exercise it, but apparently he has a rematch clause where, if he wants the rematch, he can get it. I guess in that context, if that's why he stopped the fight, like, yo, bro, we got a rematch clause anyways. I'd rather stop this fight a little bit too early, knowing that we got a good game plan, and now all we got to do is just not get hurt. Maybe under that context. But in general, I don't like rematch clauses because, all right, I beat you. I got this big knockout win. I want to go get the most money I can. I want to fight in my home country. I want to fight in Vegas. I want to do something with my title that I want to do. But no, now I'm beholden to fighting only you, even though I may make more money somewhere else, or I may be able to unify somewhere else, but I have to fight you. I don't like rematch clause, and I saw people on Twitter calling match room rematch room. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, to be honest with you. That's why when the fight with Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis was being held up because of who's gonna air the rights of the fight of the rematch. I'm like, bro, I hate that there's a rematch clause, and that's what's holding up the fight. A rematch clause, the rights for a rematch clause. So, yeah, apparently there's a rematch. I honestly doubt they exercise it. I doubt they exercise it. I mean, you know what? Let me not say that, because he did fight a good fight. I had him winning 4 rounds to 2. I believe the judges had him winning 5 rounds to 1. And the one round there was the one of the rounds that I gave Lara, I put out on Twitter while I was scoring. I was like, man, that was a close round. It could have gone either way, but I favored Lara because I thought Lara hurt Warrington more than Warrington hurt Lara. So, but yeah, they had a great game plan. So maybe they do exercise it, and I'm definitely not counting him out in a rematch, even though he got knocked out. Yes, he clearly gave Lara a lot of trouble. Clearly, which Lara's about to become a draw in the UK. All these wins he's getting out there. Well, so after the fight, I want to talk about this because this was a hot topic on Twitter. So apparently after the fight, Mauricio Lara sees Josh Warrington outside of the ring and goes over there and spits at him. Yo, that is one of the most disgusting things you can do as a human being. And to be honest with you, I listen, I'm all for the trash talking, calling somebody a bum, and you're gonna smack him and this and that. And he got hopped out the ring and smacked, open hand smacked Warrington, I wouldn't even have had a problem with that. Not that I wouldn't have a problem with it. I would have been like, all right, whatever. He's just a fighter. But the fact that you spit on another man, yo, that's to me, that's taking it a step too far. A step way too far. And I don't like that at all, man. I don't like that at all. There's people saying, oh, you know, that you being soft, man. This is boxing. Yeah, motherfucker. In boxing, they don't spit on people. In boxing, they punch people. Like, what are we talking about? And then there's people trying, yo, you know what? I'm not even gonna mention names, but there's people trying to say, oh, he just spit over there. He didn't spit in his face. Yes, he did. Both Lara and Warrington after the fight said that he spit in his face. It's disgusting. It's something another man should never do to another man. You know what I'm saying? Because now, to me, again, I'd rather you punch me in my face than spit in my face. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. And you know, and then that all that's gonna do is take shit to the next level. Like with me, at least. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you punch me in my face, the worst thing that can happen is a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like spitting in somebody's face. That's the ultimate disrespect. And you could say this is personal and this and that. And I heard reports that Warrington talked about his family, and which Warrington has denied. But I don't think there's any justification for spitting in another man's face. I think that's taking it a step too far. I don't care how personal things are. You know what I'm saying? You could have went over there and punched them. You could have went over there and shoved them and smacked them or done something. But spitting in another man's face, yo, you're taking it a step too far, man. Taking it a step too far. But let's get on to another fight, man. Luis Nery versus Azat Hovhannisyan. That was a fight that was fought like in one of the smallest rings I've ever seen in my life. That shit was fought like in a 14 by 14. I don't know if y'all saw that fight. It was tiny, tiny, tiny. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know why, but that's the ring they chose. But I guess you know what? I guess I do know why. The reason they chose that ring is because they knew that this fight was going to be a war, and they wanted to make it happen. They wanted the fight to be as much of a war as possible. So they made the ring as small as possible. But this fight, I felt like Nery was boxing really well early in the fight, dominating by keeping the fight on the outside, using good movement. And Hovhannisyan had kind of like a tough time like planting his feet to land his punches. But once Nery got a little bit, I don't want to say gas, a little bit tired, like where moving around was kind of expending much energy. So he decided to fight on the inside or move less or fight, standing still. That's when the fight got hot. And the fight ended up being like a really good, fun back and forth, boom, boom, boom. And although I still felt Nery got the better of most of the rounds, Hovhannisyan definitely put in a good performance for himself. He definitely hurt Nery a few times. And when I say hurt, I don't think he like really rocked him or had him close to being stopped, but he definitely hurt him to the point where he felt his punches. Put it like that. Let me put it like that. He definitely felt his punches. Hovhannisyan definitely pressed the action. The whole fight, even when Nery was running, he couldn't plant his feet. He was, chasing him as opposed to cutting off the ring, which I think in the end was the reason why he lost the fight. That fight, he did take a lot of punches, but that's another fight with the stoppage. I was like, I don't know, maybe you could have let that go a little bit longer. Again, that one I didn't have too much of a problem with, but I was still kind of like, he was hurt, but he earned the right to see if he can finish that fight. You know what I'm saying? But that's another one, you can complain about an early stoppage, but I'd rather complain about an early stoppage than a stoppage as it's too late. So I understand both sides, but that's another one where I'm like, I think he earned the right to try to see if he could pull this off. And because even in that round where he got stopped, he was landing shots. He was coming forward. He was doing well. He had gotten hurt and a little bit wobbled in that exchange, but he was covering up. And there's no reason for me to say that he wasn't going to be able to, withstand that flurry that was about to come from Nery. But I guess the referee was looking at it like, yo, I've been reffing the whole fight. You've been losing this whole fight. It's not like you've been winning this fight. And it's the 11th round. You're not going to win because you're hurt. I might as well stop this fight now. Even if you were going to make it to the decision, you're not going to get the decision. I'm trying to save you years of your life, years of your boxing career. So maybe he looked at it like that. Again, I don't want to criticize that stoppage too much because I felt like that stoppage was more on the all right. I kind of understand. I felt like the Wood-Lara one is the one I had a little bit more problem with. I felt like that one, given the context of how much he was leading in the fight, how much time was left in that round, and that he should have been able to continue, especially since, again, it almost felt like Lara. I'm getting back to that fight. It almost felt like Lara couldn't get his punches off. Like it felt like Lara was a bit weight drained. I don't know what happened, but he just seemed like, I don't know if it was because Lee Wood was controlling the distance so well. Maybe that's what was preventing Lara from getting his shots off. And that's why maybe he was leaping in with that power jab. But I felt like that stoppage was too early. I do have a little bit of a problem with it. But this one, I do think it was a little bit early, but I'm not, again, that's not a fight I'm gonna be too much problem with. Too much problem now. But yeah, so the winner of that fight, Nery Hovhannisyan, which is obviously Nery. I should have just said since Nery beat Hovhannisyan, he is now the WBC mandatory for the winner of Naoya Inoue versus Stephen Fulton, which that fight seems imminent that is going to happen. Nothing signed, sealed, and delivered, but it looks like that's the fight that's going to happen. So he is now the mandatory for that fight. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't think he beats either guy, especially Inoue. I feel like Inoue will cut him up. Like he'll close. He'll first of all, he'll cut that ring off. But even if you don't cut that ring off, if he can't cut that ring off, and Nery's doing all that moving shit that he was doing in the earlier rounds against Hovhannisyan, if you saw sometime around the 6th or 7th round, he got, again, a little bit fatigued, and then he started like staying on the inside more, staying still more. And that's when Inoue would just pick you apart. And by that point, he would have already been breaking you down from body shots and then get you out of there. So I think for sure he doesn't beat Inoue. And as far as Stephen Fulton is a very skilled fighter who could fight on the inside, could fight, could box, could do. He's a master boxer, not exactly a puncher, you know. But you know, he definitely has good defense and definitely has excuse me. He has a more in his toolbox than Nery. Put it like that. I don't think he beats either guy. But guys, like I said, I'm not gonna be on here too long. I'll probably be on for like another 15 minutes or something. Uh, but I want to put the link in the chat in case anybody wants to call in, ask me a question, talk about the fight, give their opinion or whatever. But I feel like the fights were too good last night for me not to go live today. Yeah, I know I don't be going live and shit like that on Sundays unless I got an interview. But again, those fights last night got me hyped. I was like, you know what, I got to, and especially how controversial both were. It's specifically the Lara Wood fight. That's the one that had more controversy. So I was like, you know what, I gotta go live. I gotta give my opinion, and I also wanted to talk about him spitting at Josh Warrington. That was super wrong, man. That was disgusting. I'm not so sure that the commission won't fine him or something like that. Like I'm not saying they should or shouldn't, or they will or they won't. I'm saying I'm not sure that that's not going to happen. Especially in the UK, that BBFC, they they're like real strict as far as the conduct of fighters and stuff like that. So I don't know what's the situation with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got like a suspension, not suspension, a fine or something like that. I remember, I think that might have been in Germany. I remember, what's his name? Eric Chisora spit in Vladimir Klitschko's face before his fight with Vitali. I don't know if y'all remember. He also smacked Vitali in the press conference. Uh, yeah, nah, that dude's a wild boy, Derek Chisora. He out here spitting in people's faces, man. Yo, listen, I'm from Brooklyn. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I look at it that way. Like, yo, you spit in somebody's face, that is like the ultimate disrespectful shit you can do. There's probably not much more shit disrespectful that you can do. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Yo, iBoxing Hub, shout out to you, man. First time subscriber, first time watching. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. Yeah. Shout out to iBoxing Hub, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, man, anybody wants to call in, hit that link, man. Hit that link. We can have a conversation. Definitely talk some boxing. Y'all know that's what this channel's here for. We could talk some boxing and make it shake, man. Make it shake. Cause hold on. You want to see Lara Conlon? Nah, man, I don't want to see that. Lara beat the shit out of Conlon. I want to see Lara Venado Lopez. Unfortunately, that won't happen. Lopez is with Top Rank, and Mauricio Lara, if I'm not mistaken, is with Matchroom. So that unification won't happen. But Lopez is with Top Rank, and the winner of Dog Bay Robesi Ramirez, which should be Robesi Ramirez, they're both with Top Rank. So that'll be a unification fight on that side. And I like Luis Alberto Lopez. I feel like he has a very awkward style. I didn't in particularly like his performance against Warrington, although he pulled it off. And I feel like he allowed Warrington's dirty tactics to get him out of his game. I felt like he got a little bit too distracted and was looking for help from the referee and stuff like that. And I felt like at some point you realize you're in the other man's country, you're not getting help from the referee. You got to dog it out. And he faded too. He faded in that fight. So I ain't like his performance, but in general, I'm a big fan of Venado Lopez. I think he rolls with punches very well. He throws punches from very awkward angles where you're not expecting him to punch, or you're not expecting the punch to come from that angle. So him versus a refined boxer like Robesi Ramirez is an interesting matchup, and it's one that I don't know how it plays out, to be honest with you. So, and you know, and the same thing with him and Mauricio Lara. With him and Mauricio Lara, I'll be honest. I think I would favor Lopez in that fight. I think Lopez rolls with punches too well, and then will catch Lara in all those openings he provides. I think he would beat Lopez. But as far as him and Robeisy Ramirez, I don't know who wins that fight. Man, the featherweight division is interesting, man. It's one of my favorite divisions. Also has Mixayo Figueroa, which are fighting, and I believe in 2 weeks. So yeah, that's interesting. That's definitely interesting. I definitely want to see how that fight plays out. Uh and even like if you don't want to look at that fight as an important fight in the division, which I do. I don't think that you know, those guys are too far down in the rankings. That fight should be another entertaining fight. Those are two guys with, you know, I feel like Figueroa comes, he's a taller fighter, but he likes to make it a fight on the inside. And Maxayo is a sharp puncher who uses angles at times, but is there to be hit and is there to fight too. So I definitely like that matchup coming up. So yeah, 126 is one of my favorite divisions and has always been one of my favorite divisions, if not my favorite. So I definitely look forward to seeing that fight, man. I definitely look forward to seeing that fight in a couple weeks. So but yeah, no, it's interesting to think what happens with uh, uh with the featherweight division. I'm curious because you got Robeisy Ramirez fighting Dog Bay for that WBO belt. Do they immediately after that try to make him unify with Lopez, with Luis Alberto Lopez? Is that something that immediately happens? I don't know. Does Top Rank want to milk that cow and marinate it because they're known for that shit? To be honest with you, unfortunately, they known for that shit. Oh no, the fight's not ready. There's that and the third. That neither's a big of enough a draw for you to make that fight now. We gotta wait. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. And then one of them gets knocked out. And we've seen that happen in the featherweight division on Top Rank before with Juan Manuel Lopez and Yuriokis Gamboa. When both of them were champion, both of them, everybody wanted to see fight. And then, you know, the fight just didn't happen because he said it wasn't marinated enough. But then he put too much seasoning in there, and then that shit got salty and nobody fucking ate it. It's like, this dude's crazy, man. Danny Ramirez, shout out to you, my brother. Hold on. Yo, what the fuck? I'm trying to. Yo, I don't know. I gotta get a new computer. This shit been bugging lately. But Danny Ramirez, shout out to you for the $2 super chat, man. I definitely appreciate it. Helping the visibility, the growth of the channel. That's definitely real dope of you to do. There's people on here who be listening, not donating, not trying to help the growth of the channel and shit like that. But you definitely, yo, those $2 go a long way, man. I'm definitely gonna buy a cup of coffee or something like that. You'll pay part of my gas or something. All that is gonna help this channel grow. And shout out to anybody who has bought a Dominican boxing shirt. Yeah, that's dope, man. And trust me, when y'all get the shirt, y'all not gonna complain about the quality. There's people that have been complaining about the price, but I haven't had one person complain about the quality. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, if you want a Dominican boxing shirt, go to BroadwayJoel.com. Go cop one, man. Definitely support me, man. But anybody who wants you know, there we go. Hold on one second. There we go. Shout out to Danny, my man Danny. Shout out to him, man. Yeah, man. Hold on one second. Oh, nah, not this one. Oh, my bad. I don't know what's up with my computer, man. My shit acting weird. Yo, ever since I had that bum ass dude Artman on my live the other day, yo, my computer been acting funny. Yo, you can't, yo, that's a warning. If you a future content creator, don't have bums on your YouTube channel, man. That shit'll fuck up your computer, man. That shit. I gotta go clean it. I got not on, when I say clean it, I don't mean like, oh, I gotta take it to like a place where they, they filter it out. No, no, I gotta literally get like Lysol wipes and clean my fucking screen, clean my camera, clean all this shit because I had bum ass art man on me on here, man. So his dustiness got into the dust of my laptop and shit like that. You can't be having bums on your shit. That's a warning, man. So that's something you gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? Learn from my experience. You have dusty dudes on, your computer gets full of dust, and then shit start fucking up. So uh, but yeah, man. Francisco, I see you cop the shirt. I have it's definitely getting sent out. So don't worry about it. You'll get your shirt, and I appreciate your support, man. I really, really do. I really do, man. What So so who do y'all in the chat? Who do y'all want to see? Who do y'all want to see fight in the featherweight division? What fights do you want to see next? Who do you want to see Lara fight next? Who do you want to see the winner of Robesi Ramirez Dog Bay fight next? Who do you want to see Venado Lopez fight next? Talk to me. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah, there you go. My man Danny Ramirez. Damn, man, what the fuck is up with my chin? With my I can't put the super chat. I'll read it, but I don't know why I can't put it up. It says Ramirez versus Dog Bay. So that's Robesi versus Dog Bay. That fight's already made. Ford versus Magdaleno. That fight's already made. Figueroa versus Maxayo. That fight's already made. And Conlon versus Venado Lopez. Is that fight already made? I actually I might be lost in the sauce. I don't remember that fight being made. But if that fight's already made, there you go. Yo, you see what I'm talking about? This is why the featherweight division has always been my favorite division. I don't know. Like, I don't know why. It just so happens that every time I have a favorite fighter or a fighter that I'm a big fan of, like Mikey, like I was a big fan of Juanma Lopez when I was a fan of Gary Russell, and now I'm a fan of Venado Lopez. I was a fan of Lara until he pulled that spitting in people's faces shit. Uh yeah, man, like the featherweight division is hot, and I love it. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. I'm a fan of it, and I definitely want to see more of it. But who do y'all want to see next though? Who again, out of all those names I mentioned in the featherweight division, who do you want to see? Nah, is the Tank Garcia official? I don't think so. I don't think. At least if it's official, I got to announce after I went live. I've been live, so I'm not on the news right now. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on. Nobody's text me. At least I don't think so. Nah, nobody's text me. So know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's true. Shit. That'll definitely be dope. That'll definitely be dope. But yeah. Fuck, man. What's up with my fucking computer, man? All right, yeah, it's just time for a new one. uh, but yeah, also there was a couple good fights on the undercard too. Oh, Danny Ramirez says he'd want Lara versus the winner of Figueroa Maxayo. That would be a war. That would, man. That would be a war. Unfortunately, uh, he has a rematch clause with Lee Wood, so that may be exercised. And then he has this, rivalry with Josh Warrington, where he really doesn't like him and he wants to fight him and this and that, and who knows? Maybe that's the route he goes. He wants to fight this dude, and he's like, "Yo, fuck this dude. I want to scrap with him." you know what I'm saying? That maybe that's the route he goes, but unfortunately, that's it's not that may not be possible due to promotional issues. I think Lara's with Matchroom and Maxios with PBC. Randy says he wants Figueroa versus Robesi. Those are my two top featherweights. I mean, you can say those are your two favorites. You can't say they're the two top. You know, they don't got the best wins. I mean, I guess if you're saying like those who I look at based off what my eyes tell me, those are the two best. Okay, that I could accept, but you can't say based off merits those are the two best. But no, I agree. Figueroa. I agree with Robesi. Figueroa, not so much. I would pick Lara to beat him. I would pick Lopez to beat him. I would pick who else? Would I pick Lee Wood over him? That'd be a good fight. Lee Wood versus Figueroa. You see, I mean, you can just mix match all these fights to be honest with you, but I definitely don't think Figueroa is up there with those guys. I don't think he's top three. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's a bad fighter, but this is a deep division. You know, you not being top three in the featherweight division it's okay. That don't mean you're a bad fighter. That means this division is just full of killers. It's full of Mauricio Lara, Luis Alberto Lopez, Josh Warrington, Lee Wood, Robesi Ramirez, this is Maxayo, and then again Figueroa. This is a deep ass division. All those guys can be champion. All those guys, if they were a little bit heavier, a little bit lighter, could be champion in another division. But they all in the same division at the same time. Some are with Top Rank, some are with Matchroom, and some are with PBC. I would love to see it. I would love to see it, man. It's crazy situation that we find ourselves in, but hey, man, like that's sometimes that's the beauty. Sometimes these divisions get stacked like that. Like, for example, 140 is another division that's stacked like that. 135 is another division that's stacked like that. It's just certain divisions at certain point, and there's no rhyme or reason. They just get filled overloaded with talent at one time, and it's like, whoa, like, and then it becomes like very risky to take a fight. Like, you don't want to fight that big name because he's a risk and he's not giving you your contract. You're gonna take this unknown guy, but that unknown guy is just as tough. He's just unknown. So it's like you might as well fight this guy and work out a deal or something like that. And that goes for all three divisions that I just mentioned. Even 147, I mean, I wish it would fight each other. Even 147 is a bit deep. You got Spence, Crawford, Virgil, Boots, Stanionis. That's five killers right there. You know what I'm saying? Five really good fighters. After that, it does taper off a little bit, but hey, those are five really good fighters. You know what I'm saying? All right. I don't know what's going on. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna have to end this live, man, because I don't know what's going on. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to end it. Either way, I said I was gonna keep this one short because of I actually gotta go to work. So that's the reason why I gotta keep this one short. But I appreciate you guys. Definitely hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It's gonna take me some time to hop off. So if you guys could just hop off on your own politely, that would be dope, man. All right, guys, until next time, peace. How do I do this?